Okay, everyone, so we really hope you're finding our guide to making a submission to the Wicklow County Development Plan useful. In this particular section, we're going to take an in-depth look at the online consultation portal, where we'll see the plan in its entirety and have a look at, how do you register and how do you make a submission. So going from our support document here, Gráinne, where do we go from here?
Okay, so we've put a number of links in the document that will bring you to the consultation hub. So hopefully you will have no problem accessing one. So I think this is the first one you'll come to in our resource. Click here to view the draft County Wicklow Development Plan. Okay, so if we click here, it'll bring us to the consultation hub and the main landing page for it. Okay.
Okay, so here you can see the plan. The plan itself is a huge document, as you can imagine, over 1,400 pages. But here on the page, you can see under the contents list that they have it split up into individual chapters. So you can explore whichever chapter is of interest to you. Isn't that right, Gráinne?
Yeah, so for example, say I'm interested in housing and what the plan is saying in that respect. So if I click on that chapter 6 housing, it'll bring me to a page that gives me an introduction to that section, that chapter, and scroll down, then I'll see a button here to continue reading it. So it'll download that full chapter as a PDF for me. So I'll see the chapter in full. So it really breaks it down into those, bite-sized pieces for people, so they're not having to
so it doesn't mean you have to sit up all night reading the whole document.
Absolutely not.
And then I understand that by extension then this follows through into the submission element of it. So you could say if you're looking at the weekend, that maybe say on the Friday night, if you're interested with housing, you could have a look at the housing section and then maybe, do a submission and put down your thoughts to that. And then maybe on Saturday night, you could look at another chapter and then add your thoughts to that. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely, Helen. So what you can do is, you can put in your submission on whichever chapter or area that you're interested in, and until you press the send button, you can continue to add to that. Or I suppose, obviously do bear in mind the deadline of the 16th of August. So yes, you can keep adding to your submission. And then actually just on the submissions, Helen, you can see here as well the submissions that are made either in total or by area, that by, on each chapter, you can see what specific submissions have been made.
So that's worth highlighting actually. Any submission that goes in enters the public domain, and you can see who has made the submission and what they've said in the submission. Isn't that right?
That's it, yes. So just clicking in here into chapter 18, green infrastructure, we can see that there's 2 submissions have raised concerns relating to this chapter of the plan. So if I just click back here to the main landing page, we can see that in total 11 submissions have been made. And here, if you click on that, you can see who made those submissions and what chapter or section of the plan they relate to, and you can access them.
Yeah, and perhaps that's no harm really, because if you have someone who's made a submission that backs up what your suggestions and your ideas are, maybe that would be useful to you.
Absolutely, yeah. It'd be good. It might be really helpful to see what other people are saying in relation to that topic or that area as well. Yeah.
So moving on then to making a submission and how we do that, I imagine that big blue button that says make a submission might be our starting point.
Yeah. So let's press that and see where that brings us to. So that brings us to this page where you can either, if you haven't registered, they want you to create an account, and that then is what enables you to kind of keep logging back in and adding to your submission. So you can go create a new account if this is your first time coming on, or if you have an account, then you can just log back in, and use your password that you've set up. Now, we set up an account already, but we might just have a look at the create new account.
Yeah, let's have a look so people can see what to expect.
Okay. So again, when you go in here, it gives you, you know, you can register as an individual, an organization, or an agent professional planner. So let's say maybe it's your group, so you might want to register as an organization. Will
Yeah.
we click here?
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm not going to input the information here now just because we already have one, but just we'll scroll down through it maybe and just talk to it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So even if it's a group that's registering, it still has to be a person that's a contact. Isn't that correct?
Yeah.
So for us, it was myself, Helen Howes,
Yeah,
who registered as the resource worker for County Wicklow PPM.
yeah, absolutely. And then just to remember, just, you know, anything that's asterisk needs something put into that field.
Yeah.
You know, so that's just useful. So it's just the usual information, contact information. Then you're confirming that you're over 16. You create a password, which again is what you'll use then to log back in, and I suppose it keeps your submission secure. And then there's the consent section.
So then when we clicked on create account, what happened was we got an email directly to our inbox, and we had to click on that link within the email to activate our account. Isn't that right?
That's it, exactly.
And we are set up now to input into the county development plan.
Exactly. So we could now we'll just log in, and you'll be the same the next time, you know, after you've done that create account and followed the link from your email, then you'll just be logging in to it.
Okay.
Then. So will we log in?
Yes,
and,
do. Let's log in and see what it looks like.
Okay, so this is our email address that we registered with, and this is hopefully a test that I remember the password.
Hope so. Always dodgy in my house.
Close that just okay. So here we are now to a welcome page, and where we can start creating our submission. Okay. It's an interesting little feature here, Helen, that, you know, you can take a tour of the page, so it just kind of explains the different sections, you know, what they are or what you might put into the boxes.
Okay, so it's a submission title. So what do you think you put in there? I suppose whatever gives some idea to your submission, or maybe reference your name perhaps.
Yeah, or the area, or that you know the area that you're about. So we put maybe something about public engagement in county development plan or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Will we make a start just so we can kind of take people through? Why not? Okay, so that take a tour is kind of it's there really just to help prompt you. So then that brings you on into the next space where you can start to really input the information that you want to put in as part of your submission. You can have a cover letter, and this then here, Helen, is interesting, the observation. So you can again choose, you know, the section of the document. So if I click here on volume 1, do you remember all the chapters we looked at?
That's right, yes.
So let's say we're looking at community development, and I can again read the content here if I, you know.
Okay, as a reminder, yeah.
As a reminder, exactly. So that's kind of useful to kind of prompt me as I go along. I can have that. You can type away.
So just basically like your common garden email.
Exactly, and these little question marks again will give you more information, and you can nicely format your input and everything with these. Yeah. And you can add attachments. So, you know, I don't know if you're accessing, you know, some data from another source, or you have some local information you want to share, you can just add an attachment.
Absolutely. So photographs there, if you're talking about a specific place, you could
actually that's
photographs. And then I see there it gives you also the opportunity to pinpoint where you're talking about on a map if that's relevant to you.
Exactly. Now I think if we want, I think we'd like to go on to show people another page, so I might just put in some very interesting text.
Okay.
And so we're going to press, so we have an option to delete here. If you think, oh, you know, I'm really not happy, I just want to get rid of this, you can delete, or we can go to save and review. Now that's still not making the submission, okay? That's just bringing us on that we can see what we've input. Okay, so that brings you to this page now, Helen.
Okay.
So it's telling me that my submission has not been submitted. And you see here, this is the ultimate button.
Ah, yes, the submit now button. Okay.
So I can exit.
Or you can exit and continue later, which is what we will do.
Yeah, or I can add more to it here. So I am going to, is there anything else you want to see on that?
No, I think that's everything people will need to see. I hope that what we've shown here is that you don't have to sit up for 48 hours reading a document that's over 1,400 pages long and then write a thesis. I hope that we've shown that the portal does allow you to do it in bite-sized pieces and, you know, commenting as you go along, and that, you know, it's not too onerous. County Wicklow PPN will be putting in a submission. We'll be basing our submission on our vision for community wellbeing and the consultations that we did with community groups.
And Helen, they just for people, the consultation for wellbeing that we did might be useful for some people, a useful reference as well for some people in their submissions, and that's on our website too if people want to access that.
So
and then I think you could just log out up here, you know, if you want to.
There we go.
Close it down and keep it safe, and for the next time you come back, and then you can just log back in the next time.
So hopefully we've shown you all, you know, how you can make a submission, and that the information we have provided in our document can help you with that. Very, very important. This is a huge plan for the county. It will impact on communities and the people that live there, and it's really important to get your voices heard within it. If there's anything further we can do to help, please don't hesitate to get in touch in the usual way. We're always happy to help. So thank you very much. And thanks, Grania.
Thank you.
We just have to write our submission now.
Okay, thank you.